The United States and India have sketched out a blueprint for how their defense industries should work together in the next few years. The U.S. Defense Secretary is in New Delhi for talks with his Indian counterpart as the Indo Pacific allies work towards cutting India's reliance on Russia as its top supplier of military hardware. Lloyd Austin's discussions with Rajnath Singh also focused on strengthening the defense partnership between the two nations, advancing new defense innovation and industrial cooperation initiatives. This is Mr. Austin's second visit to India and his seventh trip to the Indo Pacific region since taking on the role of head of U.S. defense in 2021. And for more, we're joined by Neha Punia reporting live from New Delhi. Neha, what does this so-called roadmap entail?
Well, this is a policy document of sorts that outlines the contours of the defense engagement and cooperation between both countries over the next few years. At the crux of this, of course, is India's own ambition to bolster domestic defense manufacturing. Prime Minister Modi has made no bones about the fact that he wants India to become the world's largest base for defense manufacturing and for defense exports to cross $5 billion in the next 2 years. From the US's point of view, of course, it's an attempt to capacity build New Delhi's capabilities to help deal with China's aggression in its own backyard, but also in the Indo-Pacific region, and to wean New Delhi away from Moscow, that has so far been India's largest supplier of defense equipment. It's been a traditional ally for New Delhi that India has counted on. But as part of this deal, both sides have said they'll work together on industrial cooperation. They'll identify opportunities for co-development of new technologies. They say they'll co-produce existing and new systems, and that they also want increased collaboration between defense startups in both countries. The aim, they say, is to ensure there are resilient supply lines running between the two countries. In the immediate future, New Delhi is very keen on having jet engines being manufactured here in India through a technology transfer. And the sense is that Lloyd Austin's visit was an aim to finalize that deal, which is likely to be announced when Prime Minister Modi travels to the US later this month.
As you mentioned, Lloyd Austin's visit to India, that comes ahead of a summit in Washington between India's Prime Minister and the US President. Is there a sense that India and the US are perhaps deepening their security partnership despite, again, as you suggested, frictions in the past, for example, over India's heavy reliance on Russian military hardware?
Most certainly, even if you look at the language that was issued by the Defense Ministry following today's engagement, it referred to the meeting as warm and cordial. You had Rajnath Singh, India's Defense Minister, referring to Lloyd Austin as his friend, saying that the India and US have a lot of common strategic interests that they must work on together, saying that a free, open and rules-based Indo-Pacific is only possible if India and the US work together. And many experts say that, in the past we have seen for many years now the US prioritize engagement with India as a way to counter China's growth and aggression in the region. New Delhi has been open to that engagement, but it had been wary, many say, for many years of upsetting China, a country that it shares a long unmarked border with. And in the last several years, we've seen that sort of reticence go away, especially given India's ongoing border standoff with Beijing that's now entered its fourth year. So experts say this is also India embracing its own geopolitical ambitions, but also at the same time sending a message to its own neighbor.
Thanks for that. Neha Punia live for us there from New Delhi.